Pastors are humans. Pastors are humans. Pastors are not supermen. Pastors may exhibit superhuman effort or superhuman intellectual power or superhuman drive. But at the end of the day, you can never rule out the fact that pastors are humans. When you understand that, you will realize that some of the attacks being thrown at pastors by those who actually think that they are effecting corrections, you will know that those attacks are satanically inspired. It takes somebody who is educated in the fact that pastors are humans to actually exercise empathy towards pastors. Hello, my dear. This is BC Simeon. Better great. Share this video to somebody and help them to actually learn something new about pastors. Follow me on my pages, BC Simeon, Better Grades, BC Motivational, BC Simeon Television Network on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube, BC Simeon Television Network. Now, if you look at Hebrews chapter 5 from verse 1 to 3, it tells you that pastors were chosen from amongst men, not from amongst angels. Today you see people it's like they're trying to point out, they're beaming the searchlight on everything that it passed to those, every little thing that it passed to those, whether it is done intentionally or mistakenly. They want to beam the searchlight on it because, like I've often stated, attacking pastors or beaming the searchlight on the church is one of the quickest ways to become famous or popular. Cheap fame and cheap popularity. But the truth is that pastors are first and foremost human beings, according to Hebrews chapter 5 from verse 1 to 3. So if you claim to be a Christian and you are allowing yourself to get too critical about everything that pastors do, the likelihood that you're being used of the devil is incontrovertible. All right? The likelihood that you're being used of the devil is incontrovertible. All right? For every man of God, there is a man playing out there. For every child of God, there is a child playing out there. There's a man in every man of God, and there is a child in every child of God. Of course, it takes a godly individual to x-ray this issue in this particular light, to think that, okay, there is humanity in this individual and there is also divinity in this individual. They are clothed with the flesh. They've got these 5 senses that renders them vulnerable as well. Pastors are vulnerable to hunger. They are vulnerable to cold weather. They are susceptible to the same temptation that everybody else is susceptible to. The only difference is that they consecrate themselves the more, and then it tends to give them a greater degree of power to exercise discipline. All right? That's the reason, because they may be praying more, fasting more. Hence, they are able to say no to what certain people are not able to say no to. That's the only difference. The moment a pastor, a man of God, whoever they are, stops doing what keeps them disciplined, the moment they stop consecrating themselves, they become susceptible and vulnerable like everybody else. All right? So the next time you see a video trying to point out this and that from a pastor, ask yourself, has the person who made this video, have they really taken time to ask questions like, did this thing flow from the pastor's weakness, or did it flow from an intentional mission by the pastor? Because for each and every one of us, our actions, it does spring from our weakness or from our wickedness. Yeah, for each and every one of us, our action will either flow from either our weakness or from wickedness. All right, so I needed to ask these questions. Be human and be empathetic enough to subject everything to whether this person set out to deliberately do things that will be harmful to society, or whether it's their weakness playing out. All right, if a pastor falls into sin, does it mean that the pastor is necessarily fake? Not really, because the Bible says that God has even made room for the weakness of the pastor. Yeah, if you read Hebrews 5 from verse 1 to 3, it says God chose the pastor from among other human beings, and the pastor offers prayer, offers sacrifice for the sins of the people and for his own sin. So God has already made provision even for the sins of the pastor. So take it easy. Take it easy. You have to be a genuine Christian to take it easy on them. And do you really know how God views you for you to attack pastors that you've never even spent time to pray for? Do you know how God views you? Because what you're doing when you keep beaming searchlight every now and then, and in some cases just going all out to attack a pastor, is just availing yourself as an instrument in the hand of the devil. Because any genuine child of God will pause, all right, and pray for any other Christian, including a pastor who made a mistake. We don't shoot our wounded soldiers. If you watch war movies, you notice that when a soldier falls down, get hit by a bullet, they try to cover the soldier. Another soldier will try to cover them up, will try to defend them. But in our own case, we love shooting our wounded soldiers, and it's very, very wrong. Learn to be empathetic towards men of God. Learn to be empathetic towards them. They struggle with real issues like everybody else. They struggle with fleshy issues. They need food, they need water, they need sex. They struggle with real life. So pause and think before you access things that have to do with pastors. That way you become a true vessel and a true agent of God's kingdom, if you learn how to approach issues that has to do with pastors with empathy. Thank you very much. This is BC Simeon Betty Great. Help me to share this video and help educate somebody out there. May God bless you real good. Take care of yourself.